A lot of people dislike games a lot more than they should when an ending either doesn't go their way, the ending is bad, or, according to them, the ending would undo their choices. You got games with choices and they say, those choices didn't matter. You got the same ending. It doesn't matter what you did in the game because the ending is the same no matter what. 3 colors, same ending. Mass Effect. I'm gonna write more about this when I have the time, but I just want to talk about it because episode 2 of Life is Strange Before the Storm made me think about it a lot. The journey is better than the destination. It's not about the destination, it's the journey, however you want to say it. There are moments in so many games that would just, they change your perception of everything. They're the best scene you've ever had, and for once you forget about everything because you get a scene that makes you happy, I guess. Talking about Mass Effect, and, Mass Effect 3 had its moments, but going back to Mass Effect 2, and everyone loses their mind over the bit where they find out that, Mordin Solus can sing. You're in the middle of flying around trying to fight some space aliens, and then your chief science officer just starts singing. It didn't have to be like that, but it happened. And is that scene, that individual scene, worse now because we know that everyone in the universe is gonna die? Well, not everyone in the universe. Everyone in the galaxy will face a terrible fate. Unless you get the extended ending and then they just kind of, patch over thing. But spoilers for an old game, Mordin dies. So you still had all those great moments with him. The ending shouldn't undo that for you. I'm thinking about it now with Life is Strange, so here I am playing this game that tries to emotionally beat you up at every chance it gets. And, actually, this second episode was not that bad in terms of emotional brutality. How about that? When it does have a scene where, something very terrible happens. But after that, the most fun I've had in a while in a game, just been engrossed in a scene, happened right after that. Everyone knows about school plays in high school. They're big deals. People hate them. People love them. They're a big deal no matter what. And I don't want to spoil it, but you do find yourself suddenly involved in the play after originally not wanting to. And for the entirety of that scene, the rest of the game didn't matter to me. I was very happy with that scene. It was spectacular. It hit all the emotional points just right. Perfect. And then, things come crashing down a little bit because this is Life is Strange. You're not allowed to be happy. But even then, the ending of this episode really wasn't that bad, all things considered. It was more like the ending of a soap opera. I won't spoil that. But I know that in the next game, this character you fall in love with is gonna be gone / dead. You know that it's possible that you could kill everyone in the end of the game, if you so choose to. And that nobody in this matters. Even if the light at the end of the tunnel is a train, there's certain things you can do to deafen the blow. So I'm telling you that the end does not justify the means. Does the means justify the end? That's okay, I'll admit that is one of the dumbest things I've ever said, but I'm gonna leave it in here. You go back to Mass Effect 3, and you have the DLC, called, just Citadel. And, man, I've played the game a few times now, several times, and there's a couple of times where I haven't finished the game because instead of doing that, I just play the Citadel DLC and stop it there. Because even the ending of that DLC knows how shitty the ending of the game is gonna be. And it's well, you had fun. now back to this. But you don't have to. You just get that shot with you and all your friends, and you're like, that's good, I can stop here. Because that DLC is something else. That is fan service times a billion. You really get to have, like, a super crazy, weird time with all of your space buddies. Both in a very funny and comical, completely stupid fight where you fight an evil clone of yourself. It was really reaching into B-movie territory there. And then, that's just one part. That's like 2.5 hours is that DLC. And then you still get hours and hours and hours of other content of you interacting with all of your crew and hosting this big epic party in a sweet pad. And that just makes everything better. I don't know what I'm getting at quite yet, but I'm just saying, listen, I don't understand why people would write off a game because the ending makes everything not matter. It doesn't matter. In these choice games, you get your own unique experience. It's your experience. Just because the game ended the same doesn't mean you played the same game. At all. I mean, yes, some of the differences and choices are exaggerated, but other times, it's fine. If you're gonna go and say, hey, yeah, nothing mattered because the choices all lead to the same area, you're not thinking of the big picture at all. You're missing the point completely. I have no doubt about it. Stop and think about what your favorite part was in a lot of games. Any game. Was it the ending, or was it a part you really liked in the middle of things? And I think it's going to be the middle of things every time you think about your favorite part. That and video game endings suck. Ciao.